Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Super Smash Survivor. To start off, let me give a brief description of what this series is about. Basically, all I do is take a character that isn't in Super Smash Bros., put them through a series of tests, and then you all vote whether they survived the test or not. The tests aren't to determine if they deserve to be a fighter. They're mainly meant to argue why the character would be a good fit, or if they'd be unique, things like that. Maybe after watching a video in this series, it'll take a character you didn't care for and turn them into a character you'd really like to see join. Or maybe you'll still growl at the sight of them. I thought this would be a fun way to see how much demand exists for certain characters, and maybe even introduce characters to people who may not know exactly who they are or what makes them special. Alright, with that said, let's get started. Today's subject is Shantae, the Half-Genie Hero of the Shantae series of games. It's time to start the test, so let's see if she can dance her way through it. Shantae's first game debuted on the Game Boy Color, way back in 2002, developed by Wayforward Technologies. Unfortunately, due to its late release on the handheld, coming at a time when the Game Boy Advance was already out, the game sold poorly. However, 8 years later, Shantae finally received a sequel on the Nintendo DSi, in the form of Risky's Revenge. Since then, Shantae has had a more steady flow of games, with the most recent being Shantae Half-Genie Hero in 2016. Every Shantae game has appeared on a Nintendo platform. In fact, most of them began as a Nintendo-only game. Wayforward recently ported both Half-Genie Hero and Pirate's Curse to the Nintendo Switch. Shantae even made an appearance in a downloadable micro game for WarioWare DIY. The Shantae series has a strong history with Nintendo. That can't be denied. Shantae has a ton of potential as a character for Super Smash Bros. Her repertoire of attacks and transformations across all of the games gives so many options for a moveset, and her colorful, cartoony appearance would fit perfectly with the cast of Smash Bros. Shantae's main method of attack in her games is whipping her hair, which she could use for some of her standard attacks or even smash attacks. Her animal transformations would be perfect for some of her special attacks. I can already imagine something like her forward special being the elephant transformation, charging into enemies ahead of her, dealing massive damage and knockback. I could see some of her magic attacks being a part of her moveset as well, like the flamethrower. Shantae would make for a very unique character. They could even give her some of her more pirate-themed attacks from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Her attire in that game would also make for a great alternate costume. Shantae's nemesis, Risky Boots, could be an awesome assist trophy. I would love to see her ride in on her boat and just start blasting cannons at the battlefield. As far as a stage goes, I think having one based on Scuttletown would probably make the most sense. Shantae is the guardian genie of Scuttletown. It's essentially part of her character. Plus, it's a recurring location throughout every entry in the series. And in case you didn't know, the Shantae series has some really kick-ass tunes. Hearing any song from the Shantae series in Smash Bros. Would be amazing. Shantae has had a surge in popularity over the years, and I'm sure the series having a more steady release of titles is what that can be attributed to, with the most recent title being released in 2016, and that same game getting an Ultimate Edition earlier this year. Shantae is very much still in the eyes of gamers. Shantae is without a doubt one of the most iconic indie characters, and tremendously helped to shape the current indie scene with its consistent quality and charm. Shantae has even made crossover appearances into other indie titles, like Runbow and more recently Blaster Master Zero. Shantae first began to get a lot of fan demand for Smash Bros. During the fighter ballot that was held for Smash 4. Wayforward themselves even rallied fans to vote for the Half-Genie during the fighter ballot, even designing some potential alt colors and costumes for the character, making it crystal clear they'd have no issue letting Shantae dance into battle. This only made fans more passionate about Shantae joining the cast, and the demand for Shantae joining Smash hasn't seemed to dim at all from what I can tell. So, it's time for the big question. Does Shantae survive? I'd say she's a great choice for a newcomer. but it's not up to me. It's up to you. Does she survive? Would you like to see Shantae join the battle? Did she dance her way to your heart? It's time to vote. I'll post a link to the poll in both the description of this video and in the comments below. The poll will last for 2 days, and the results will be in the next episode, a week from today. Talk it out and let me know your stance on Shantae. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.